What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Kvaratskhelia, the radioactive Georgian left mid. He is now an 88 compared to his inform, which is 87. Unfortunately, we only got a +1, which is a little bit of a shame, and they have decreased his pace, which I don't understand. So now he's got 90 pace rather than his 94. He has got one better shooting, which you can kind of take. Passing wise has gone down from 87 to 83. His dribbling's gone up by 1, and then the rest don't care. He is still a 5-star though. He is 6 foot, and he has got the positions of a right wing, left mid. And in terms of stats, he is very much designed for the wing side. Kind of major thing with him is going to be the 5'5". That has always been an absolute seller with Kvaratskhelia, and to be honest, I feel like the higher rated is going to be absolutely perfect for him, as he's got good stats, but we need to see that 94-95 version of him, because once he's got the 95 pace, the 90 shooting, the 90 passing, the 94 dribbling, that is where Kvaratskhelia really will be, not necessarily ahead of everybody, but the 5'5" as well as them stats are going to be perfect. He has got the Trickstar Playstyle Plus, which I don't know if he already, I think he already had, no he didn't already have, so in the 2 versions he hasn't had it. This is the first one. He's got a first Playstyle Plus. He also has Whipped Pass, Incisive Pass, Finesse, Technical Flair, and also Travella, so a decent amount of playstyles nonetheless. Not necessarily my number 1 on the list for a Playstyle Plus in Trickster, but it definitely adds a different bit of flair with that 5-star skills. Very expensive, still coming in at about 590 at the moment. Let's jump into him and see what he can do. So going into the overall for him then, not a bad card. I must admit, 600,000 or say 590, we call it 590 to 600. I would like him a little bit lower in terms of what he can offer, and it's not necessarily even him himself, because I think he's a very good card. The 5'5" is perfect. Decent pace, shooting could do with a bit of work, but predominantly it's the volleys and penalties that are dropping it down. It's not a problem. Passing wise is okay. Dribbling's decent. The Trickster Plus obviously adds a little bit of an element, but when he's coming up against a Playstyle Plus Son, you've obviously got Sala that could go, Dembele with Rapid. There's so many options that you can go with. Maybe in the Serie A you can kind of go and kind of have that as your number 1 card, because realistically, other than Leao, who can be a striker as well, that is probably the only competition. Last year it was pretty much them two just battling out, and eventually just one of them became a striker, so it's not much difference between them two again, because one is going to be a striker, one's going to be a wing. You add Di Natale, obviously with this version he can be a right wing as well, so that completely settles any debate. But when you go into left wing, right wing, if I kind of look around that sort of price, realistically there's going to be cards that are on that value that I would probably prefer. So if we go to about the 600k and under, so we've got Vinny Jr., always going to be a classic. He has got the quick step, which I always prefer. The Trickster's nice, but it's not necessarily my go-to meta playstyle plus. Salah's going to be another one there, especially if you are keeping him right wing. The finesse is always going to win, no matter what. Same with, obviously, Luis Figo. Technical, maybe on the kind of lower end. I feel like quick step, rapid are the two pacier ones that I want. Then it's going to be finesse or Travella, and they're kind of the list. And then after that, I'm just okay. If you kind of compare him between the 87 Kvaratskhelia and this version, then fair enough. He's got an extra playstyle plus. There's no actual difference between the two other than he's gained one. So you could argue that that's always going to be better. It's better to have it than to not. Rodrigo's SBC, not really going to kind of mention it. Hansen's always a nice card, especially if you was looking at a higher rated, but the gold card has got the Trickster as well. If then we go a bit further down in terms of price, quite like the look of Joe Cole, 346, definitely not a bad card whatsoever. Future, beautiful card. Technical is it's kind of the one that's there. I do like Perisic, but again, Aerial Plus is just not doing it for him personally. I really think that is a waste of a playstyle plus on him, unfortunately. I'd rather take the Trickster, to be fair, as realistically, I'm not going for any sort of aerial battles with a left wing, or at least very, very few. Neymar normal card, obviously, is a Trickster as well. Salah's just gold card. There's the arguments between them all, but 600,000 coins to buy him, I'd be arguing against it personally, unless I'm running a Serie A squad that is just totally Serie A and that's it. Then fair enough, he's going to be one of the better ones that works well. He's got that pace. Obviously, you do need to add a different chem style for him. Engine's nice, and it does add that little extra agility balance. But I think when we're looking at maybe something kind of along the lines of, is it a finisher that keeps him? You get the finisher side of it. I think that would probably be my more beneficial one. He's got the pace already, which 90 is good enough. Plus then the Trickster to add that little kind of skillful element. And I think that would be where I'd kind of run with him. Overall wise, I'd say a solid 9, and I think mainly the 5-5 is really helping him out there. It adds that element of dribbling to him, and I think if you're trying to force him massively, you're going to struggle at times as well. You probably need that little bit of a break where you're kind of switching it left and right, having them opponents to kind of push with him, and then, or your players to push with him, and he has that element of pass and move, and obviously he can finish it if he gets into the final third as well. So let me know down below what you think, and make sure to like and subscribe. Peace.